it doesn't matter. You know, like me, what I mean by that, and it's really powerful, and I'm starting to realize why so much works for me, whether I'm right or wrong, whether it leads to the next great thing, or it literally becomes the seed of my ultimate financial demise, it really is all going to be okay. Like what, you know, like, and I mean it. I really am very passionate about perspective, right? To your point, going through did your dad pass?
Yeah. My mom's watching right now, so big shout out to her right now.
Big shout out to mom. Like, you know, like I'm sure your dad had lots of thoughts about life the whole way. And then like, ultimately, like what, right? Like we just live. And so like, I just want to encourage you to realize there is no wrong answer. I mean that. I really believe that, because I always tell people, I'll give you a good example. Somebody really in my inner circle broke down with COVID. Inner circle, solid acquaintance to maybe borderline friend, right? And you know, like a friend. I was just right there. I did it, like, you know, like really like went, and I was like, and I was talking to him, and I said something that really swung him. And I say it a lot. If you really follow me, I don't say it that often, but if you follow me, you've heard this. I said, look, bro, I get it, but like, let's just role play for a second. Let's take a step back and reframe our perspective. Let's say this didn't happen. COVID didn't happen. And let's say you would have gone to that pitch that would have gotten you this money that he's talking about. Like, let's just say they even said yes. And then let's say that you were happy and on the phone and calling your wife after and saying you're getting the money, and you weren't paying attention, and you literally got hit by a fucking car across the street in Chicago and died. I'm like, you do understand that that's possible. You do understand that, you know, for all the deaths that are going to come from this disease, there are going to be handfuls, hundreds, if not thousands of people around the world who this actually saved their life, because they wouldn't have gone to that restaurant and choked on that chicken bone, because they wouldn't have gone on that flight where they would have gotten the radioactiveness that led to their cancer. Like, I actually believe that, Ashley. And I think, and when I say it doesn't matter, what I mean by that is we all do our best in trying to make decisions, but if we actually realized the ones that may seem like bad decisions on paper up front actually led to being great decisions 7 years later, there's something that I'm able to do through my DNA, upbringing, and perspective, and now practice, and is just realizing you got to give things time to figure out if they were right or wrong. And everybody like wants to judge everything so short. You see what I mean?
Yeah, no, I totally get that. And I feel like I've learned to practice that more and more, especially in the last couple of years. Just
good,
you know, that patience.
Yeah, and gratitude, right? Even every day. You know, everyone's like, this sucks. I'm like, you and I are talking right now because of modern technology. If this happened in 1987, like that, you know, that we would have missed out on a ton of human interaction that really, right now, people are getting their fix on human interaction. Look what we're doing. I'll give you one, Ash. I'll give you one. Let's go very meta. I might have said something in the right way at the right moment to you now that will bring you value. There's no fucking way I'm doing tea with Garyvee if there was no COVID. I'd be in a meeting right now in New York. Right. We need to understand that life is unbelievably complex and layered, and we need to lean into optimism and gratitude. And whether it's time for bits or not, I just think that you should think that every decision is right. And I think most people think every decision is wrong. Like, most people just go into like, did I make the right decision? There's just this unbelievable ability to beat oneself up, to be cynical, to be pessimistic, to be fear-based. And I'm just trying to get people to flip it, because life is actually how it plays out in your head. It just actually is. Like, my ability to turn every negative into a positive is very real. And I watched many people taking positives and turning into negatives. It's very real. Life is a perspective game, and we need to have more positive optimism. The end.
How do I get that motivation to get that hunger to go figure out something to do when everybody else is kind of ticked off and you're kind of trying to make things less tough, you know? I mean, lost the job I've been trying to get for years due to this coronavirus thing. And now I'm like, shit, where do I go now?
Where you go now is we need to take a big step back and really, like, I think what we need to frame up is happiness. You know, like, I think unfortunately, like many people get caught up in financial success.
Yeah, big time.
Bro, Sam, it cannot be the North Star. It can't be the North Star. You've got to probably, how old are you?
23.
You know, reframing what you've been thinking probably for 18 years, and probably 23 years subconsciously is difficult. But, to me, I don't want you just checking the box or just like appeasing. I think the thing that you need to spend a lot of time on is thinking about what genuinely would make you happy. And I think that, you can't look at the world through your parents' eyes, society's eyes, your girl's eyes, a therapist's eyes. You've got to really look through the world through your eyes and then be strong enough to over communicate. I think you need to, when one goes through that many things, anger and dwelling and being sad about it manifests and it becomes momentum. When one can start looking at gratitude, like, thank God I'm alive. Thank God I even have a life. When people can go to like, thank God I'm 23 and I have 80 more years to figure this out. I could figure this out at 33 and have a fucking unbelievable life. All of a sudden the pressure of figuring it out right now goes away, right? When one says, whether your parents say this or not, and obviously I've seen both versions, whether you need to make a lot of money or be successful, somebody can stand on their own 2 feet at $45,000 a year. You just have to have the humility to rent a shitty apartment, right? And not have a beat.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, you're not interrupting, please.
I think the coolest thing about my parents is even though with all the success that he's had, he's never pushed it on us to, you got to be just as successful as me. You got to do this.
Awesome.
I want you to do what you want to do that makes you happy.
That's huge, brother. Do you believe him?
Yeah. 100%.
That's huge. Do you know how lucky you
moved out of the house at 15 to go to boarding school and halfway across the country because he wanted to. Yep. So I mean, he's there. It's just I feel like I'm the one that's not giving it back.
Yeah, that's good. That's good that you understand that. So what you like, I need to figure out what your ideology is. See, what people don't, to me, I think a lot about like people's religion. Like my religion is the Jets, right? Like the one place that I am not rational, this is silly, but true. I see it, is the Jets. I am not thinking rationally at a Jets game. I physically I punched a Dolphins fan only 10 years ago. I like bumped a 12-year-old wearing a Brady jersey, literally checked him into cocky terms into a fence. This is things I've done. I curse old men out of the stadium. I get into fights. Like the people with the coats in the stands come in my section almost all the time. I'm completely inappropriate. I have no conscience. I'm not myself. Now, a lot of people are like that about religion. A lot of people, especially now, are like that about politics. There is no rational conversation with me about Patriot fans, about Pittsburgh fans, about Dolphin fans, and so I understand having a chapter of my brain that is so ideological, so emotional, so irrational that I can't navigate through that calm place where I do in business, in life, in politics, in religion, in family. Like I can do that. I need to figure out what your ideology is that's beating you up. You're beating yourself up. Your entire tone and demeanor is you're shitting on yourself when you don't need to.
Right. Yeah.
Tim, you don't need to. We need to figure out whose opinions you value. Outside affirmation. Did you grow up the kind of kid that like gave a shit about what other kids in high school thought about you? Like, what were you saying, brother?
I said way too much. I was agreeing with what you said. I still think about that shit. I was relating myself to the last dude you were talking about, doing the fake me. Man, I've been doing that since middle school. You know what I mean? So it's just
who's the fake you and who's the real you? Give me a little something. Let's play with it for 5 seconds.
Okay.
Who's the fake? Give me a fake you, couple bullets, and give me the real you, couple bullets.
Fake me is probably really quiet, sitting at the bar, not doing much, not talking to many people. I'm kind of a bit of an introvert, always been that. I guess that stemmed from high school, not really wanting to not being able to put
yourself out there.
Yeah, I just never was that good. Like this, I'm terrified right now. There's way too many people.
Yeah, I'm proud of you.
I appreciate it. So it's
that's fake you.
Yeah, that's fake me. Real me, I love talking to people. I want to be around. I mean, that pretty much what you described being at a football game is me at a hockey game when we're playing the stupid Penguins. So, You know,
Have you thought about starting a lightning podcast?
No, never thought of that.
Have you ever made lightning content for an Instagram account or something?
I've never really been much of a social media person. One time I really started posting on social media was when Trump was getting elected, and I actually got a lot of shit for it. And so
Understood. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, but it'd be interesting. I've been playing hockey for about 20 years now, so it's not
my intuition, seeing this show many times before, the interest guides you into the light.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of people struggling with a lot of stuff, and Star Trek or garage sailing or the Tampa Bay Lightning or, you know, has taken them into a place. You know, one hot take is I think you should start a media empire, your little own media empire around hockey and Tampa Bay Lightning culture. You know, all of a sudden, let me explain how it works out. You start this TikTok account, which is one of the places I go immediately. You start this Instagram account, you know, you start a podcast, you call it Lightning Sam, right? Or some clever name, right? Bro, you will find your 11 hardcore Lightning fans in 5 minutes. All of a sudden, those are the guys and gals you're going to the bar with. Those are guys you're meeting at the parking lot. Those are the guys and gals you're meeting up on Zoom in 3 weeks. In 3 weeks, by using the right hashtags, by writing the right post about the goalie, by reminiscing about the Stanley Cup run. In 3 weeks, you've got 9 new friends who fucking love the thing you love the most. I can talk Jets football in my Jets drive with my friends and family 24 hours a day.
Yeah.
I think your great love is what's going to pull you out.
Okay. Yeah, that was what I found with my job that I just got, and I love beer. Who doesn't, right? And I had gotten into a brewery. It was just grunt work, cleaning kegs, and
but you loved it.
I loved it, man. I hated serving tables. God, I hated being a server. And so
listen to me.
Yeah.
The Lightning.
Do it. I think that's an awesome idea. I've honestly been thinking about doing a podcast or something. I just didn't know if anybody wanted to listen to my bullshit, you know?
Definitely, there's definitely this tiny, incredibly passionate group of Lightning fans that 100% want to.
Yeah. I mean,
and guess what else? You DMing on Instagram now, former players from the Stanley Cup team, 14 of them want to be on the podcast because you know this, hockey players don't get that at bat like that.
That's true.
A third line right winger on the fucking chip on that team is not fucking known. But you know who he is.
Yeah.
I know who Stefan Matteau is from 1994 Rangers life. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I know who Doug Wade is. I know Tony Granato. I know Mike Gardner. I know my Rangers that maybe a lot of people wouldn't know from my era. So punchline is your passion will pull you the fuck out. Your passion will pull you out. I'm telling you, go all in, create a Twitter, a TikTok, an Instagram, and start a YouTube podcast thing and just fucking go. I'm sure you have 1 or 2 friends that like the Lightning as well, right?
Yeah, totally. I mean,
just have them on the fucking first show. What's your favorite Lightning story? What was your favorite? Did you ever cry? What was the worst moment, best moment? When we come back, what do you think about this? Like, just fucking go. Just get immersed in making content about the Lightning. Go find videos on YouTube, clip them, post on your Instagram, write something. I remember this play. I was 13. I fucking punched a hole in the wall. Like, whatever.
Okay.
Just immerse yourself in your passion, because if you make $65,000 a year selling hoodies and having appearance fees doing that, you'll be the happiest fucking boy on earth.